What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN, USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 30th day of September, and here we are sitting at about $0.00379 with 8 hours and 57 minutes left in the day. We had a little bit of a pump up yesterday, didn't we? That's nice to see. And the fact that Bitcoin also moved up, validating, in my opinion, it's validated that its low is in here. Well, I have all these lines drawn on here. I didn't know that this is the low. With the last 2 days of movement, I think we have validated that. I know a lot of people are focused on the Bitcoin CME futures, but I don't really care, right? I know statistically speaking, we're likely to fill that futures gap, but there's always those gaps that we don't fill. I'm going with what I'm seeing in this chart, not what I'm seeing in the futures chart, right? It's not that easy every single time. Sometimes we do leave gaps behind, and I think this could be one of those moments. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But if I'm right, if this is the low, if we are not moving lower than that low, then it's very possible that ZBCN also has found its low and that it does not move lower. It's very possible that if Bitcoin and Ethereum have found their lows, that ZBCN is going to have a hell of a hard time moving down 12%, 13% or more, okay? So it's very possible that ZBCN has found its low. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not at that conclusion yet. I'm just saying with the surrounding environment, the atmosphere of the crypto markets right now, it's undoubtedly possible, okay? Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll zoom back out. We'll get our bearings and see what's going on, okay? We'll even look at some EMA ribbons by the end of this video. Looking at this here, $0.0037 right now, 56 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. The RSI at the moment looks bullish. You have transitioned into a bullish kind of state. Higher lows, higher highs. It's like you're trending upwards, right? Getting overbought, not getting oversold, at least not yet, right? Getting overbought and oversold, a little bit of volatility here, but you're looking like you're living a little bit above the 50, a lot more, or a little bit more now than you were prior to this. You're shifting into a bullish dynamic. That doesn't mean that your low is in, but there are some good things going on here, which is nice to see, honestly. Let's see here. Hold on. The stochastics are a little bit bearish at the moment, so that counteracts the bullishness of the RSI. But in all fairness, you are above the oversold zone, which is nice to see in itself. The MACD is at an area where you'd expect it to bounce, but it's the 1 hour, so we're not going to lean on that too much. The price action itself does make me think you want to go lower. So even though the RSI has this bullish look, you can still come down and maintain this bullish look. The stochastics might be leading the way here, in which case I would think that we come lower from here. That doesn't mean that we go lower than these lows, but just lower from the current price. If we're looking at this, maybe I should take this high to low here. Yeah, maybe we go down to about 0.0037, something like that, maybe. And maybe we do go lower. It's very possible. You do have what looks to be like a triple bottom right here. 1, 2, 3 right there. And you've got your lowest low over here. Right? It's possible. It's possible that you hold support here. I wouldn't call it a quadruple bottom. I mean, it could be. Maybe to some degree it could be. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see soon enough. That's for damn sure. Looking at the 4 hour indicators, the RSI is volatile. It's pretty neutral, but you're in a bullish standing right now. I would think that we continue to grow between now and really going into the next couple of days as well. I would think that we are moving up. The stochastics are weird. They're weird is what they are. I don't know what to go. They're bullish, but they're weird. The MACD is bearish overall, but in a bullish posturing as well, looking like you want to cross above the zero. You've got bullish divergence on your oscillators. I would think that the coming days will be bullish. So even if we do move down, we're at 0.0038 now. Even if we do move down to 0.0037, that's fine. Move down there. Move slightly lower. That's fine. You're probably going to move up at some point here. What we're looking for is a sustained move up. We don't want something that's like this and then we come back down. We don't want something that's like this and then we come back down. We want something that gets up above these levels and really just above these levels here and stays above there. That's what we're looking for, okay? And we might have that over the next couple of days. I mean, if we can get up here by Friday, then the weekend's on, and the weekend you're typically boring, so you don't do much. You know what I mean? And then we can move up again after the weekend. I think that'd be a good goal to have that by Friday. Let's say that you're at least above about 0.0043, If not, it'd be nice if you're above 0.00452. Time will tell. You look like you are getting set up for this kind of W shape, don't you? You've got this W shape about you. You just got to have that secondary part of the W come into play. And if it does, not only will we have validation that this is the low, but we should have a very nice time moving out of this, because I was expecting, and not financial advice, not a financial advisor, what I was expecting is that we would move up, we'd kind of dilly-dally here and there, and then once we're finally above this high point here, that's when we skyrocket. But if this is a W, here, once we get above this point, that's whenever the pace should pick up. We might be seeing this thing lift off earlier than anticipated. We'll see. Time will tell. But I do expect that October is going to be a bullish month one way or another. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say this newfound bullishness calling for the low is wrong, and we do have lower to go. The original targets that we've been talking about predominantly throughout this range come back online, and that is 0.0033 to 0.00309. Something in that area there. That would be what I'm expecting is going to happen. That doesn't mean that we have to go there. I'm just saying if we were to go lower, that's the area. It's about a 12 to 15% drop, and then we move up from there. And then all these bullish things we just talked about are going to happen. Okay, it's just from a lower price. Inevitably, when we do move higher, the expectation would be, or is, in my opinion, that we would go to about 2 cents to 4.5 cents. I did a good job, I think, explaining why we expect to go there in yesterday's video, but I'll do a brief explanation here, right? Just looking at ZBCN overall, if we're looking at it for what it is, this movement up here and this consolidation phase within that movement, let's just do that, okay? Movement up like this, and then you have this consolidation phase here like this triangle, this little Dorito chip of brilliance, right? Consolidating like this. I highly doubt that when you break out, you're just going to see a miniature move like that or something like that. It's probably, the move that you're going to see is probably akin to what you had here. If anybody knows anything about Elliott wave theory, typically these moves are, is it multifaceted? There's multiple parts to this, okay? They call these impulsive moves, where you have one move up, that's your impulse to the upside. Then you consolidate. So that's your wave 1, that's your wave 2. Wave 3 is another impulse wave. And then you consolidate again for wave 4. And you have a wave 5, which is another impulse wave, right? And you can see the impulse, 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 right? Consolidation, consolidation. Typically, wave 4 is the smallest wave. Typically, wave 3 is the largest wave. Typically, wave 3 is the largest wave. This would be wave 1. This would be wave 2. This next move that we're predicting would be wave 3, okay? Wave 3 is typically the biggest wave. So if wave 3 is the biggest wave, we take a low to a high here, and we put this, let's say we're going to break out here. It wouldn't be from the low, it'd be from the breakout point. That would mean that we go all the way up to 3.6 cents or higher if it's the biggest wave. Sometimes, and rarely, wave 1 is the biggest wave, but typically it's not. It's wave 3 or wave 5 that are the biggest waves. Wave 3 does not have to be bigger than wave 1, but it likely will be. Likely it will be. If it's smaller, I highly doubt we stop at 2 cents, but that's a good minimum target nonetheless because we're in the secondary zone altogether. The primary zone is the 1618 to the 1272. I said I was going to give a brief explanation. Here we are, giving an extensive explanation. It makes sense to include this if we're in the secondary zone altogether. But I highly doubt that we stop anywhere less than 3 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 4.5 cents or more for that matter. And then we consolidate, wave 4 is consolidation, and then we continue to rally afterwards. I don't have anything else that I want to say. By the way, actually on that note, screw it. Let's say some more. Let's do it. Okay. Let's say wave 3 is bigger than our wave 1. We go up to the 2-6-1-8 golden ratio here. We consolidate again. Okay, we have our wave 4 consolidation, whatever it might look like. And then we have wave 5. Where are we going to go with wave 5? I would assume it's probably going to be very similar to wave 3 here, right? Let's just take that measure move. Let's just do it. We'll take that. Be similar to wave 3, maybe a little smaller. That'd put us all the way up at 35 cents, which from here, from the current price, is about a 100x. Okay? Sometimes these wave 5s, it's a 5-wave impulse count, but with extension. Sometimes you have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within your 5th leg too. Sometimes that happens as well. So you could definitely move up higher than that, but I'm just saying at a basic idea with this 5-wave impulsive count, which is a thing. Look up Elliott wave, impulse wave, right? It's a 1, 2, 3, for 5-legged move. Okay, that's what it is. That's what we're forecasting here. With that, I think we'd have no problem seeing a 100x from the current price of ZBCN. I got nothing else, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.